I'm excited. I got a really cool gift this morning. Dr. Stephanie Fiely's with us from the Education and Training Center at Pitt-Titusville. Thank you so much. This is really cool.
You're welcome.
It's got the blue and gold colors in there.
Kept our colors. It was really neat whenever we were looking for our parade giveaway. And our vendor said, well, I have this. I think it's almost exactly the right colors. And sure enough, it worked out perfect. So
it was great to see the entire crew in the parade.
yes. So we had all of our partners there with our float, our vehicle in the parade with our big banner, and used the stars to showcase each of our partners and the programs that they bring to ETC at Pitt-Titusville so that everyone could see and visualize exactly what we have to offer at the campus.
That's great. And for those maybe learning about this for the first time, maybe kind of go into what's going on and
Sure.
what you've been up to.
So some folks still say we're Pitt-Titusville, but officially in March, we rebranded what was the hub into the Education and Training Center at Pitt-Titusville. And we are a partnership of the Brockway Center for Arts and Technology under the Manchester Bidwell Corporation, which provides clinical medical assistant and phlebotomy as a program at the campus. We have the University of Pittsburgh Swanson School of Engineering's Manufacturing Assistant Center. We have Northern Pennsylvania Regional College, and they bring 5 associate degree programs in liberal arts, business, criminal justice, early childhood education, and did I say business? I can't remember.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so I'm missing one. Sorry.
No.
I can't remember that.
There's a
one.
lot to keep track of,
And then,
which is good, right?
Yes, exactly. And then we have the University of Pittsburgh at Titusville's nursing program. So we have all those programs right there at the campus, and we're always looking to develop more partnerships and bring more resources in so that we can fill the workforce needs in northwestern Pennsylvania. The goal is that you get your training and education right here locally and never have to leave the area or incur a large amount of debt for a program so that you're ready to enter the workforce quickly within 2 years or less.
Now, I'm going to be broad about this. This really is for anybody.
Anyone.
But the specifics that I think of are students that are coming out of high school going, I really don't know what I want to do. Don't sit around and wait and take a year off because you know how that works.
Correct.
Here's something that you can get started and go, oh, you know what, I kind of like this. Or, man, I want to try this. You also have the other side of that. Maybe somebody who's been in the workforce saying, I want to brush up on my skills, or maybe I want to try something different.
Yes, so we've had some folks come back from the workforce. Some of them are working in the workforce, and they've come back while working to upskill or to get a new set of skills while still working. So we've had that option happening. We've had some folks that totally want to, they were maybe a stay-at-home parent, and they're like, okay, the children are now in school.
It's time.
It's time for me to get into the workforce. So they've started a training program or received an associate degree, and now they're either have completed that program or they're finishing up that program so that they can enter the workforce. And then we've had high school students, some taking classes while still in high school, and some right after they graduate, coming in, trying to decide what they want to do as their next step after high school. So
Wow.
it's been great. We had 6 Titusville high school students this summer taking basic machining class.
That is fantastic.
So while some high school students were out enjoying summer, these gentlemen were here 3 days a week learning machining. And so when they graduate this coming June, the following June, they'll actually graduate with their high school diploma and a basic machining certificate in hand, ready to go right into the workforce. And some of them also go to the Venango Technical Center, so they might actually have a second certificate of another option. So they are very well prepared to start making money from day one.
That's great. And then you've got somebody coming out going, I want to get into the healthcare industry. I want to be a nurse. I want to make a difference. And, oh, yeah, this is a program that is very well known. Companies, hospitals seek out graduates of this program.
They do. So folks tell me all the time, they're like, when's your next nursing class? Graduate. So the nursing class, the new class always starts in August, and it's a 2-year program, and it graduates 2 Aprils after you start.
Wow.
But those students are always highly sought after. The students actually go into various clinical experiences, so you're getting to determine, I really like working in this type of a department versus that type of department. So getting that experience overall. And if you're not sure if nursing's the route you want to go, maybe you want to start with BCAT's clinical medical assistant and see, okay, do I want to start and just do the office work or taking the vital signs and maybe doing the blood work for somebody. Maybe you start that route. And that program is a 10-month program, totally free of charge for somebody. And then maybe once you start that, then you decide, okay, I'm going to either go get some experience at a job, or you decide, okay, I'm going to go enroll in the nursing program. So there's many opportunities and many routes that you can take to be successful through the Education and Training Center at Pitt-Titusville.
And you can take students from all over, right?
All over. So we don't offer housing on campus. However, our students are traveling. We know in northwestern Pennsylvania, it's not uncommon to travel an hour to get somewhere, mainly because it's a 2-lane road. It's not that it's an hour's drive. It's a 2-lane road to get there. So,
Yeah.
But you're used to it, and we get that accomplished pretty quickly. So, but the nice thing is we know that all the programs that are offered there are jobs for you here in northwestern Pennsylvania, that you do not have to go somewhere else to live after you complete your program.
Those who are completing programs are going out in the workforce, and for those who are entering the workforce force for the first time, they're getting paid pretty well.
They are. So we've had machinists starting up to $25 an hour. We've had some great clinical medical assistants going out with multiple job offers on the day they're graduating, and they're like, okay, I need to decide.
Wow.
Because I have 3 offers at 3 different starting salaries. And we always tell students, okay, look at the salary they're going to give you, but you also need to look at the benefits. Because sometimes we're so used to, at a young age, our parents are taking care of the benefits and our health care and all. But once we become the adult, we have to realize that becomes our responsibility sometimes.
Are we supposed to be adults?
Well, we're supposed to be.
Oh.
So
I didn't get that memo.
yeah, your wife helps you with that, I'm sure. So we tell them, look at the big picture and look at the entire compensation package. So we do try to explain that to students in the classroom some, so that they understand it's not just the paycheck. You need to look at, are they investing in a retirement program for you? Are they giving you free health care? Are you paying for health care? Is there some type of stock option? Look at all these different variables that add to your entire compensation package, because those all impact your future, and it's best to think about that from the very beginning so that you're used to it, so that as you grow in the position or move into your next position, you've already started that savings to invest in your future.
We've talked about this so many times, and it's so amazing to me how involved you are with making sure the students going through these programs have options. Because you have people reaching out to you saying, hey, who do you have coming up?
Yes.
So you spend a lot of time with relationships with people outside of the campus.
Yes. So it's not uncommon for me to run into someone on the street, at another meeting somewhere, or somebody calling my office saying, do you have anybody that could fit this job opening I have? Or I'm looking at exploring this possibility within my company. Would you have anybody in your partnerships? And so if I have that area on my campus that we can work with, I send it out to our partners so that they're aware of it, and so they can share it with their students. Because the partners themselves know their students the best and their alumni the best, and that they can get that information out. But we are all about sharing as much information with the students and the graduates as we can, because they're our future and they're our workforce, and we have to be able to communicate that with them.
So many changes, and I always find this just awesome and fascinating. People hear nursing. Some people hear nursing. Some people hear machining, and think, okay, well maybe this is more male, maybe this is more female, but that's not the case anymore. Women are going into these programs in machining and welding and having great careers and doing awesome things. And there are men who say, yes, I want to help, and I'm going to get into the nursing program. It doesn't, there's no walls, there's glass. I mean, everything's broken, everything's blown out. If there's something that is of interest, do it.
Definitely give us a call at 814-827-4509, and we will get you directed to the program that you think you're interested in. There's no age limitations. There's no, within reason. You can't be 5 years old looking at, a program, but.
Unless you're Doogie Howser, then that might be.
But, we could have an 18-year-old taking a class with a 60-year-old. We could have a male working right alongside of a female. It is not. There are really no stipulations within, the gender, age, ethnicity, nothing along that line. It's really, the sky's the limit for you. And it's your opportunity to explore the opportunities that you think fit best for you, where you're going to excel and you're going to go succeed.
And you're not too old to say, maybe it's time for a change, or maybe I think I'm going to start my own business, or
Correct.
Again, I love the tag. We can talk about this here in a second, but this really is an opportunity for a new path in life.
It is. So our biggest objective is to get you out into the workforce or building a business that you are successful in. So our tagline is "Go Succeed." We want to see you succeed in whatever adventure that is for your future. Whether it's machining, healthcare, business, criminal justice. If you want to be that great researcher, we could be the start for you to build upon, to be that researcher, and maybe you're finding some great invention then.
I'm sure you still hear this, but I know there's people out there who think, wow, this is unlike anything that we've ever experienced with what a campus should be, what a college should be. There's no limits to what the future could be for what's going on down there.
Correct. So I've talked to a couple of different potential partners already for, it's not going to happen for 2024.
Right.
Maybe 2025, maybe 2026. It takes time to develop partnerships because you're talking multiple entities, but we're looking at opportunities for additional programs. What are the resources we can bring in that will benefit the region right there within that 2-block area that can make it more viable for the region? Because we know that there's a lot of needs for the workforce and for the region that are not necessarily being met completely, and we want to be one of those opportunities and options for the region.
You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream Television and on Armstrong's Neighborhood Channel. Dr. Stephanie Fiely with us here this morning, Education and Training Center at Pitt-Titusville. 2 years or less, low to no cost, 95% job placement, which is fantastic. So, how do people learn about the campus, more about the programs? When's the semester start?
So,
give us everything.
Actually, our first partner started their fall classes yesterday.
Wow.
So, as we talked about a little bit before coming on the air, summer's essentially over for education.
You said that.
Yeah. I'm like, it's scary. But it's still nice outside, but our students are coming back into the classroom. So NPRC's classes started yesterday. We have MAC classes that are still continuing from summer, and they'll go into September. We're looking at starting on some additional classes for the MAC in September. Pitt-Titusville classes start August 26th. And then BCAT's programs start the day after Labor Day.
Wow.
So, like, bam, bam,
Boom,
we're
boom.
all starting. Things are rolling right along. The Pitt-Titusville program, the nursing program is full. BCAT is almost full, but if you have an interest in the clinical medical assistant phlebotomy program, give us a call. We can get you in for that interview and maybe fill one of the couple openings that are there for that. If you're interested in basic machining, we'll be starting that up, and we can get you in with that. The best thing to do, you can check online at etc.pitt.edu. That's our website, and it lists all the programs and all the contacts for the programs. If you want to get there directly, you can also give us a call at 814-827-4509, and Jamie can definitely get you in contact over the phone with the partner that you're interested in as well. And then we have our fall open house October 26th.
Wow.
So that'll be here before we know it too.
And that's a great opportunity to tour the campus.
We bring everybody together in the morning. We ask everybody to RSVP and get to know what program they would like to visit. And then I give them an overview that morning. We talk a little bit about the ETC campus and what the partnership is like. And then you actually go and meet with that program that interests you. So if you're not interested in everything, you're not listening to a large overview. You're only going to that program. So once your program presentation is over, you're finished for the day. You're not spending an entire day hearing things that may not relate to you because you're not working with that partner. You're only listening to the part that's with the ETC and your specific partner.
Okay.
So
now, when you mentioned the nursing program, I mean, these programs fill up quickly.
Yes.
How does somebody even start the plan? When should they call to get on the list for the next round?
For next year? So Colleen will start recruiting for the 2025 nursing cohort in September. So she's already starting to plan her high school visits.
So if you're a high school senior.
If you're a high school senior,
Okay.
you could be starting to think about that. She will be visiting high schools. I know the MAC is also getting their list together of college and high school visits.
Wow.
It's amazing how those are all filling up. I just received a couple the other day, yesterday in fact, for 2 college fairs at high schools. It's like, okay, get those on the calendar.
Wow.
Like the days are filling up, and it's great. The MAC will also be at Manufacturing Day from the Manufacturing and Business Association in Erie. So we'll be up there in Erie in October at the Bayfront Convention Center meeting with middle school and high school students. There's probably like 1,500 students that come through that day between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m.
Wow.
It's empowering, like, just to see all the manufacturers and businesses there, and then the students that are just showing an interest in that field. So it's a long day, early morning, and then we meet with businesses at night, but it's very inspiring for me to see how many young people are showing that interest at a young age, and that's where we have to start looking at a younger age to start talking about fields that have become a thought of the past. As we know that the workforce is graying and we're losing some of those skills, we need to start thinking about replacing those so that we can share the wealth of knowledge from those that are going to be retiring to the next generation.
See, that's where I went wrong. I spent about 4 years training to fix fax machines. That's just a useless skill now.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. But I should be looking at programs here.
You should.
But how... And talk a little bit about this, because I think there's a lot of pressure for students coming out of school to know what they want to be when they have no life experience, no work experience. They start down a path and they're like, okay, this isn't what I thought.
And that's the great thing about a lot of our programs at
Yeah.
ETC. You get a lot of hands-on experience. So you're sitting in a classroom, but you may be learning with a mannequin how to take blood pressures, to decide, ooh, is that really what I want to know? Or how to take blood or some, and maybe that's when you realize, nope, needles are not for me. So then you need to think about changing that path in line of thought.
And you have people in place to say, okay, here's something else you can take a look at.
Exactly. Or maybe you really think, I really like math. But then you start taking business classes and think you want to be in accounting, and you're like, no, accounting is not the same as the math that I was in high school. So I need to think about something different. So we can get you those opportunities to speak with someone in the field to see if, if your interest really aligns to what you're thinking it is. Or maybe you're just, you know what, I'm going to take that year after high school. I'm going to take some general education classes through NPRC so that I'm ready to then go, okay, I'm going to go into this field now, but I have my basis to take with me, and I didn't waste a year of classes that aren't going to be useful somewhere or something. Like, I've sat at home all for a year. I've done something productive. I can tell you I've talked to a lot of high school students, several that were nearing graduation, some that had just graduated, and they were like, do you think this is the right thing for me to go explore different options at ETC to see where I want to be? And I said, yes, because you know what? This is where you're going to see what your interest really, where your interest lies on the radar of the overall map. Because you're going to see, I really like hands-on, or no, I want to be behind the desk and I don't want to be dealing with people. I want to be dealing with a machine, or I want to be dealing, and that's important to some folks.
Great to see you this morning. And
Great.
We'll continue this conversation through the fall because there's always something amazing going on.
There definitely is.
Dr. Stephanie Fiely joining us, Executive Director of the Education Training Center at Pitt-Titusville. Visit etc.pitt.edu.
Great.
Thank you.